Oh, neo-Darwinist. Right. Still, smooth movement doesn't exist. It's punctuated equilibrium. Stanley Gould, a professor of mine at Harvard. That was his thing.
Well, if I'm dumb enough not to give you concrete arguments against what you say, doesn't mean that such arguments do not exist.
That's true. You may be right, I may be wrong. But until you get a source, what should I do?
Well, I mean, you came here with the sources.
Okay, fine. So email me.
I don't have any sources.
Email me a source that suggests that chance is the driver of evolutionary change.
Well, that's a general.
When you do, I'll email it to the rest of the guys.
Okay.
Deal?
Do my best. Well, I can bring you the textbook, the classic textbook in biology.
I have a dozen of them. I already have them. I'm looking for the source which says that chance is the sole driver of evolutionary change.
Okay.
When you do, I'll send it to the rest of the guys. Thank you.
What's Darwin's summary then?
Darwin last wrote in 1872, and his thesis was that it does seem improbable. However, he does believe the fossil record will bear out the existence of these transitionary species, meaning that from, let's say, how do you get a giraffe? Where are the animals that were like a little shorter, and where did the giraffe come from? What's the family of animals that ended up in a giraffe?
And they do exist. I mean, there's...
No, we have animals that exist. The idea that there's a causality between those animals and a giraffe is highly debated, and people are following all of it. Morphology, as a study of phylae, is also like it's like horse and cart. If you believe in evolution that this animal is in fact the predecessor of a giraffe, well then we can see in this animal that it has some of the characteristics of giraffe that later became. That's a circular argument. But we have not been able to show that a particular animal shares the same characteristics before. It's very difficult.
There is a specific transitional form between the lizard and a bird. It has like a feathers.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Do you know about it?
Arctopteryx.
Yes.
Right.
So what can you say about that? I mean, why doesn't it?
3 more flips. Here you go. Biology professor at Yale University. Arctopteryx is not the ancestral of any group of modern birds. Period.
Who said that?
Professor Martin at Yale University. Most paleontologists now believe it is not a direct ancestor of modern birds. From Norell, 1996, article on the subject. De Coroy, 1988. An axiom from which systematic methods and concepts are deduced. Meaning that the Arctopteryx is not, you take with that bird and you then see in it evolutionary patterns. But it itself is not a paradigm for any evolutionary development itself. Yet you can't demonstrate it. Here's one from Alan Fiducia, an ornithologist, that's a bird expert at University of North Carolina. Regarding the dino, the lizard to bird theory, the greatest embarrassment of paleontology of the 20th century.
Oh, what?
Greatest embarrassment. To suggest that that bird came from a dinosaur is the greatest embarrassment of paleontology in the 20th century.
Well, weird people exist. I mean, we'll get
okay, great. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It does exist. But the question is how it came to exist.
Slowly, by little change, by mutation.
Science of the American says that was wrong. Let's see, 21 plus 7, 28 years ago. You're 28 years behind.
Does Nature or Science magazine say that that's wrong?
Let's see, there's multiple editions for you.
I mean, Scientific American's like the, it's like the National Enquirer sometimes in time.
The Sun American is a National Enquirer.
Don't go to the doctors, that's for sure.
Okay.
Can I just ask one question, Trent? The idea that micro evolution doesn't exist, I've got no problem. I've got no problem with that at all. I agree. But genetic advancements, sure, that has to exist still. I mean,
sure.
But I'm trying to.
When you manipulate the genes, you create all kinds of stuff.
See,
that's the whole thing here. Science involves, what is the new philosophy in science that they're looking at in this context? It's the idea that the Earth itself has this this ability to favor a evolutionary progression when it comes. Meaning, you go to Las Vegas and you roll dice. Your hope is that the dice are actually honest. And it's an equal chance to get a 6 or a 1. Now, some dice are biased. They shade the dice and make them roll better. Whatever it is, it's a shaved dice. It's not. It's biased. Evolutionary biologists believe the following: it does appear, the trend is as follows, that when life, the chance to progress to a higher life form, is offered, that physicality, the nature of the gene interstructures themselves, independent of chance, there's some kind of bias mechanism in the nature of physicality which has a predilection to favor the life progressing, life evolving option of the two. That's their solution.
Same work for degradation as well. So it's while something can evolve.
Well, that's entropy, but it's a different idea. But the idea here is that, according to evolutionary biologists, that it's not a fair dice.
Yeah.
That the nature of Earth, the nature of the physicality of the chemistry, is a biasness to it. It's not a fair chance thing, because they demonstrate it over and over again. There ain't enough time. Even the famous monkey one, put a bunch of monkeys in the room and they'll one day produce Shakespeare's sonnets. Well, they tried it. 2 weeks, they create nothing. Just nothing at all. Not even close to anything that could possibly one day be. Over and over again, this theory has been debunked, that time and chance can accomplish the growth. Let me ask you a question. I take a banana peel, which is a fantastic head start, yeah? And I throw it in my backyard. Do I expect to come back in 1 billion years and talk to the human? What happens to the banana peel? It rots. It rots. In that are cadillions of microorganisms and bacteria. Head start, it rots. Bye. Gone. Done. We're not looking at it. You have to have faith and have a belief in that which is impossible to believe that it would be a human being. So that kind of sensible look at it is reaffirmed by these scientific experiments time and time again. Yes.
What about environment, though? I mean, me and my brothers, we can say that we evolved a little bit from our parents and our grandparents because we are
microevolution.
Yeah, we're taller than.
Great. Microevolution.
5 inches.
You can still mate with humans.
Yep.
Great. When the time comes when you are a new thing and you can't mate with the previous one, then you're a new species. That's macroevolution. Microevolution, no issue. Fun. Great. So you're going to get taller, you'll get stronger, you'll get better eyesight maybe. Who knows? But you won't be a different species. To get the jump so that you can actually start flying with wings, it's not a reality. Hasn't been seen. All the cases where people said, the milli-array experiments, they take a lot of lightning, and they charge a bunch of chemicals, and they recreate the first life. It was an oxygen-depleted environment they relied upon, and the environment we know at that time wasn't oxygen-depleted at all. It was oxygen-rich, so it wasn't a fair experiment. So all these experiments have been fallen down in terms of trying to demonstrate it was just chance. I'm just saying. That's what science is saying. Now let's look at Torah. Do we have aberrations here?
Yeah.
Can I get aberrations?
You want Rambam?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want Rambam or do you want to finish?
The splitting of the land mass into continents as we see it today on the map from ancient times until now. When was that taking place? Was man walking on Earth yet? I mean, that the Earth started.
It was all before man.
Okay, then where did I know there's theories of where evolution sprouted from. Did it sprout like, here's the world, and then Gan Eden was like, right here, and then the light of the world was Adam and Rishon, and then evolution process developed faster here and then slower outside of that?
See, evolution happened, a directed evolutionary experience occurred, of which a hominid was the result. I'll demonstrate this in a second. At that point, one hominid was given hominid 2.0. Was given a software download from God and became Adam. There were others around, but one guy got the deal. That's how we understand it. That's one way. There are other ways to understand it, but that's one. I'll show you in a second. Okay, we get this thing of the confluence of science